Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the ELC EVEN 90. It's a Tier 8 French premium light tank. It's located on the southwest spawn of Live Oaks, and it's under the command of ProvoBob of 1AR. Now, he sent us in this little replay with his kangaroo on the side of his turret, because it's actually something quite interesting, something very rare. Now, most of the top players have earned every medal in the book, with a few exceptions. And just the other day, somebody very well known, a certain Crybaby, actually got a medal for the first time, and he was quite pleased with himself that he'd actually earned it. Oh, some medals are rare and very difficult to get hold of. Certainly in a tank, lots of Arty players get medals that most tank drivers never see. But in this battle, ProvoBob, well, he really excelled himself. Okay, we can see a number of tanks already. We've picked up 1,500 hit points of damage. What can I tell you about the ELC EVEN 90? Well, it's actually a tank from the 1950s. And it was a project to create a light air transportable tank that could be sent to any of the French colonies. There were 10 pilot vehicles, and they had different armaments as well. Some had 30mm cannons, others have 120mm recoilless rifles, and this one has a 90mm gun, and it's a low power 90mm because if it tried to fire a full power 90mm, it would shake the vehicle to pieces. It's very lightweight indeed. It only weighs 8 tons fully loaded. And of course that's because it's supposed to be transportable by air. It has great camo. It's comically small. It's about the size of a Fiat 500. Yes, it's that small. It has good gun elevation, an excellent top speed of 70 kilometers an hour, and it's also very good bait on the enemy as well because it runs around the battlefield and the enemy are watching for it because it's spotting. It's got a very good spotting range. You can see 380 meters, and if you've got binos as well, that's a quarter amount more. SVAC over there in the corner. There's very few enemy tanks that haven't been spotted at the moment. We're looking for a Type 68, a Batchat 25 TAP, and of course both their Artys haven't been spotted. They also have a Canonian Jagdpanzer 105 as well somewhere. Now he's quite happy to sit here at the moment, ProvoBob, because of course somebody pops up, he'll spot them, and he spotted the Batchat 25 TAP. There he is. He might be able to get a shot in this guy. Mainly down to the fact, of course, he's double bushed. And he does, he gets one round in on a high roll. Okay, he's reloading with the premium ammo. And that Batchat 25 TAP did not last long. Once he was spotted, he got taken out by our Arty, the M53, M55. Now, it's a 3-shot autoloader, but there is a 2.5 seconds between each shell, so it can be a bit slow to unload its shells, and that can be a problem if you're face to face with the enemy. The great thing about it is its camo. It can literally hide in virtually nothing. Just reeds is enough to actually hide it. I've seen Steve Walst, of course, on Honest Gaming, hide it in the most amazing places. Basically just a twig, and he's hiding it in a twig, and the game accepts that, yes, that's a completely hidden tank. Well, we're 4 up on the enemy at the moment, and he's moving forward. There might be that guard in the corner there, and he might get spotted. but it doesn't appear that the guard's there anymore. Now he's got to watch out for that 50-meter auto detect if you get too close. But from this position, he can see across the railway lines. The enemy's managed to claw back a few kills. Only one behind now. And they've certainly occupied most of the east side of the map. They're hiding on the other side of the railway line. Yes, this little tank can actually basically hide in those reeds that we just saw ahead of us. It's perfectly capable of doing that. Got a teammate in the Centurions just turned up. Yes, those are the sort of reeds you can just see now. Those are the sort of reeds that you can literally hide amongst. He's still not been spotted by the enemy at all. Standard reload for this tank is 29.37 seconds. He's got a reload of, just looking for it, can't see it there, but I think he's got a reload of about 21 seconds. Yes, he's using, he's in tunnel vision at the moment, mainly down to the fact he's on ×4 sniper vision. It does help if you come out of sniper view just every now and then to get a good idea of what's around you. He did have a Centurion slightly further to the south of him, but he's no longer in the game. Oh! Now, he did hit that guard, but he didn't get spotted. So I reckon the bushes at the other end must have been enough to conceal him. There's another of the Artys. GW Tiger P pumps around in, but before he can get another shot off, that guy goes down as well. Okay, so now he's being really cheeky. Now, he should have popped his reload. In fact, yes, he has popped it now. Ideally, you shouldn't pop your reload on the move, unless, of course, you're certain that the enemy won't see you or won't be able to hit you in the meanwhile. Now, he's so stealthy, got so much camo, he can sit basically the other side of those reeds and they wouldn't see him. But in fact, I think the reeds just in front of him are also acting as camo. There is the possibility that Progetto is far enough away that he might not actually see the ELC because it's so stealthy. I mean, he may have good view range, but not against the camo of this tank. Concept 1B's the other side of the railway line. Type 68 popped up to have a look and he couldn't see. We're more than halfway through the cap now. Concept pumps up. Oh, and he's gone. That Progetto 54 is still 100% healthy, but he still hasn't spotted us. They should pop up now because they've got the incentive. They could get a defender medal if they can get a reset. And we lost the Skoda T56, but the enemy, he's now got 10 seconds left to get a reset, or ProvoBob's going to win the game. And that's it. He's done it. He's won the game by not being spotted. Well, that was an extremely cheeky game for ProvoBob in the ELC EVEN 90. He got a third-class tanker out of that game, which isn't so great, but it's still very good considering he didn't fire that many shots. He did get a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage. He got a Raider medal because he was never detected throughout the entire battle. And on top of that, he got the Invader medal because, of course, he capped out to win. And the enemy never got a reset on him, which is amazing. His win rate was only 1,112, which is good. But the thing is, he won that game basically on his own because the enemy just failed to spot him and failed to get the reset. Let's have a look at team score. Well, you can see he's way down the table there, and he's actually the lowest player who actually managed to get some damage on the enemy. And he got 663 hit points. The highest damage in the game actually went to the Shure MV7X on the enemy team with 3,968, followed by their our Object 257 who got 3,647, and the SVAC on the enemy team who picked up a steel wall and 3,110. When it came to kills, we can see that the high scorer was the SVAC. 3 kills to him. 2 kills went to our 257, our M53, M55, our Skoda T56, and on the enemy team, there's Shure MV7X and the Concept 1B. And we can see that ProvoBob never got a kill at all. But when it came to base XP, he's actually in third place because even though he didn't do much damage, he did get a lot of spotting. 952 base went to the Object 257. 847 went to the M53, M55, and then of course we've got ProvoBob with his ELC getting 702, never having been seen by the enemy. He fired only 5 shots in the game, got 4 direct hits and 3 penetrations, 663 hit points in total, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 6 of the enemy, or spotted 6 of the enemy, I should say. Damage 2 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did get 2,481 hit points of spotting assist in the game. He did get 100 capture points because, of course, he capped out to win. And on a free-to-play account, he actually got 25,386 credits profit. And on top of that, 1,099 experience points as well. Yes, I suppose people might say that he could have let his teammates get more damage on the enemy and forced them into a situation whereby they would have actually given up their hit points. But the fact of the matter is, they had every opportunity to try and reset him, and they didn't. And I would say as well that ProvoBob could have gone and hid amongst those reeds, but he actually stayed almost in the open on some flattened reeds. And I think those flattened reeds did the job. They were perfectly good for camo. But the amazing thing is, of course, he won that battle with never being seen by the enemy. And that is an achievement for a light tank. Arty does it all the time because, of course, we try not to be seen by the enemy because we're very, very fragile and we can be taken out with just one easy shot. But when it comes to a light tank, well, light tanks are supposed to find the enemy and spot them, and he did do that. And then on top of that, he went and capped out, forced the enemy to come back to their own cap area. And of course, they didn't do it. They gave the game away. So well done to ProvoBob in getting Raider Invader in a light tank. Almost unheard of. And yes, it was Quickie Baby, I think, who actually did get that medal. And he'd never had one in more than, I think it was nearly a decade before he actually had a Raider Invader medal. Whereas Arty players, well, we get them every year. It's almost like your annual Raider Invader. I remember the last time I got one was at the late end of last year on the the Oyster Bay map. And yes, of course, you probably saw that replay where I was never spotted throughout and actually capped out to win whilst the enemy was at the other end of the map. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.